Over here, I do tell you about the class in the object-oriented programming. My dear, a class is a concept over there, and it is a logical concept, and a class is a design of an entity which defines its core properties or attributes and states or behaviors. It means, my dear, we do represent an entity in the form of a class over there in the object-oriented programming. And we do include the properties or attributes of an entity, and we do include the states or behavior of the entity within the class over there. A class contains properties or attributes and states or behaviors in the form of data members and data functions respectively. What does it mean, my dear? I do tell you, the properties or attributes of an entity are being represented as the data member in the class,
Data members.
and the states or behaviors of the entity are being
As
represented
data function.
in the state of data functions in the class. Are you getting, my dear? These points are to be
Yes, sir.
noted over here. For example, my dear, the example of the class might be the human being over here. Okay, why do we take a human being as a class? Mr. Bezad, can you answer me? Why we have taken a human
Yes,
being as a class over here?
yes, sir. Because a human being is an entity,
Yes, a
and the
human
class
being
is the
is
design
an
of that
entity.
entity.
Yes, thank you very much. Your answer is correct, my dear. A human being is an entity from the real world, and we do represent each entity in the object-oriented programming in the shape of the class. And the example of a class is a human being. And the notable thing over here is that we do represent an entity in the form of a class. And a class is a logical concept, my dear. My dear, another example of a class might be the male class. All right? Did you get
Yes, sir.
why I have taken male entity as a class over here?
Because it is also an entity.
And we do represent each entity of the real world in the form of the class. Okay, we do represent an entity in the form of a class. And for a class, Mr. Bezad, a class is a logical concept. Okay, Mr. Bezad, another example of the class
Yes, sir.
may be the female. And the female is actually an entity from the real world. And we do represent each entity in the object-oriented programming in the shape of class or in the form of class. And notable thing again, I'm telling you, we do represent an entity in the form of what? The class. And the class is what? Yes.
A logical concept.
Thank you very much. Mr. Bezaz, right now, a very interesting thing that is going on. And this one is the last thing of the lecture of the day. That one is about the object of a class. The instance of a class is called an object which has a physical existence. Example of an object of a class is, my name is Muhammad Shahzad and I am an object of a class named male. It means I am physically existed over here in the world, all right? And my name is Muhammad Shahzad, and I am the object of the class, and the name of the class is what? Male. The notable thing over here is that we do represent an object of a class that is physically existed over there in the world. Are you getting my idea?
Yes.
Now, I'm telling you another example of an object of a class. Fariha is a student and she is an object of a class named female. It means Fariha belongs to the class female, and Fariha is an object of the class named
Yes.
female. Did you get, Mr. Behzad?
Yes, sir.
We do represent an object of a class that is physically existed. All right.